Protection Scheme.
The planet has reappeared on the other side of the star. Clearly, in early observations,
behind the star. So now, for the first time, we can actually see an exoplanet moving around its whole star from one side to the other. This also gives the astronomers a much better estimate of the distance between the star and the planet.
Among the handful of planets already imaged, the planet around Beta Pictoris, designated Beta Pictoris b, has the smallest orbit so far. It is located between 8 and 14 Earth-Sun distances, or astronomical units, from its star. This is about the distance Saturn is from the Sun. The short period of the planet will allow astronomers to report full orbit within the next 15 to 20 years, and further studies of Beta Pictoris b will provide the first insight into the physics and chemistry of a young giant planet's atmosphere.
Superjupiters, like Beta Pictoris b, are exceedingly rare around sun-like stars. However, the planets found around the star's former orb, HR 8799, together with the existence of Beta Pictoris b, seems to suggest that superjupiters may be a more frequent type of formation of stars that are massive than the Sun. Such planets strongly disturb the disks around the stars, and that creates structures that are easily observable with ALMA, which is the revolutionary new millimeter and submillimeter telescope that is being built right now by ESO, together with international partners.
A few other exoplanets have been imaged, but they're all located farther away from their host star than Beta Pictoris b is. If located in the solar system, they would lie close to or beyond the orbit of the farthest planet Neptune. The formation processes of these distant planets are likely to be quite different from those in our solar system and in Beta Pictoris.
The recent direct images of exoplanets illustrate the diversity of planetary systems. Among these, Beta Pictoris b is the most promising case of a planet that may have formed in a similar way as the giant planets in our own solar system. This is Dr. J, signing off for the ESOcast. Join me again next time for another cosmic adventure. Under the open sky, dust collects on the surface of the mirror. And although this layer of dust is very thin, it nevertheless degrades the quality of the astronomical observations. And so, the mirror must be cleaned regularly. In fact, it must not only be cleaned, it must be recoated, meaning that its thin layer of reflective aluminium must be replaced. The ESO technicians and engineers must work both quickly and carefully to complete this operation on the fragile 17-centimeter thick mirror in order to limit the telescope's downtime.
First, the telescope must be prepared so that the mirror and its cell can be taken out. The team is removing an instrument attached to the mirror cell. Outside, a custom-built carriage is moved into position. This carriage will support the mirror and the cell, cushioning the load during transport. A dedicated platform lifts the carriage to the mirror deck. When it reaches the deck, the carriage slides into the building on a stream of pressurized air, ending up just below the mirror and the cell. The carriage is raised to receive the cell and mirror.
Once the cell is safely on the carriage, it can be disconnected from the rest of the telescope. All the bolts are released, and the data control cables are removed. Now, this is always a pretty tense moment, and the team is working very carefully to make sure that they don't damage the fragile mirror. After all, there is no spare ESO, and making a new one would take years.
The surface of the mirror is extremely vulnerable. It must be covered before it is taken out of the building. The cover not only protects the mirror, but also prevents it from concentrating sunlight and burning anything in its path. Before the mirror can be covered completely, a smaller mirror must be dismounted. This mirror sends the light gathered by the main mirror to different instruments of the telescope. During the coming days, the optical engineers will inspect and clean this mirror as well. Eventually, the larger mirror is completely covered. The carriage slowly slides out of the telescope building, supporting the full weight of the mirror and the cell, a substantial 50 tons. Once again, the lifting platform is used, carefully lowering the carriage to ground level. A truck brings in the hydraulic trailer. The trailer is carefully positioned to take the precious load. The load is secured with chains to prevent it from sliding off the trailer in case of an earthquake or a sudden stop.
The team is now ready to start the trip down the mountain to the recoating plant. This journey is a crucial stage in the whole process. Before the mirror is brought out, the weather must be checked thoroughly. High winds must be avoided at all costs during the transit, because any flapping of the lightweight mirror cover might scratch the mirror. Furthermore, the truck driver is supposed to never apply the brake, because the rough hull might be dangerous for the mirror. And so the truck moves along at a leisurely 5 kilometers an hour, but even at this walking pace, it eventually arrives safely at the mirror maintenance building.
The first task at the mirror maintenance building is to remove the mirror from the carriage in itself. The carriage is positioned under a custom-made handling tool. Brackets connect the mirror and the cell. Engineers have to release each one manually. This may sound like a routine job, but with the sensitive mirror surface only centimeters away, it requires the team's undivided attention. Forgetting to take off even one bracket could damage the mirror severely during the lifting operation. The team is only ready to lift the mirror off itself after triple check of every bracket. Hooks are lowered to bear against the back of the mirror, and the handling tool lifts the mirror up and off the cell. Now the cell can be removed. Subsequently, the mirror is lowered again to allow some work to be carried out on its back surface. Before the optical engineers start work on recoating the optical side of the mirror, they must clean its back surface by hand. This cleaning is essential as it removes oils, particles, and other contaminants that could damage the mirror in the vacuum chamber. Afterwards, the bottom half of the vacuum chamber is brought in, and the mirror is carefully lowered into it. The mirror is next taken into a clean room.
The first action in the clean room is to treat any badly coated areas on the mirror manually. This requires a steady and skillful hand in order to avoid scratching the surface. The point of doing this is to remove any particles that might not be easily flushed away during the subsequent washing. Afterwards, the vessel holding the mirror is positioned in the washing chamber, where the old reflective coating of the mirror is washed off.
The washing process begins, and a giant purpose-built sprayer arm rotates just above the surface of the mirror. Ultra-pure water and chemicals are used. Under the critical eye of the optical engineers, the machinery does a flawless job, and the operation proceeds smoothly. In the next stage, acid is used to remove the old aluminium coating. The real amber color of the dish appears. The mirror is made of special ceramics that don't deform under temperature changes. Again, the mirror is rinsed intensively to provide as clean a surface as possible. Once done, all the liquid is pumped out, and the mirror is ready for the vacuum chamber. The vacuum chamber lies next to the washing unit. The mirror is placed in the chamber immediately after cleaning to avoid contamination with new pollutants. The lower part of the vessel is lifted up, and the chamber is closed. The air can now be pumped out to establish a nearly perfect vacuum necessary for recoating.
Once the vacuum is established, the recoating can begin. The optical engineers use an electrically stimulated plasma for a molecular cleaning of the optical surface of the rotating mirror. Then, individual particles of aluminium are deposited on the mirror in a process known as sputtering deposition. This takes about half an hour. Only 12 grams of aluminium is used to create the new coating for the roughly 50 square meters of the primary mirror, and so the coating is only about 80 nanometers thick. It's really not a lot, is it? Finally, the moment of truth has come. Will the quality of the new coating meet the high standards of the VOT?
Recoating a mirror is always a tricky business. If the mirror isn't thoroughly cleaned, or if the vacuum chamber is contaminated, then the coating will be flawed. Tension is high as the chamber opens and the mirror is brought out. A first visual inspection suggests that the recoating has succeeded, but what really matters is how reflective the mirror is, so the percentage of light the mirror reflects and scatters is measured. The result confirms the high reflectivity of the mirror, and the experts are fully satisfied.
The recoating was successful and the mirror is all shiny new again. Our team is now ready to take the mirror back up the mountain and reinstall at the telescope. The VOT will be back in full operation exactly on schedule to provide astronomers with a superb view of our universe once more. This is Dr. J, signing off for the ESOcast. Join me again next time for another cosmic adventure.
Cutting-edge science and life behind the scenes of ESA, the European Southern Observatory, exploring the universe's ultimate frontier with our host, Dr. J, aka Dr. Joe Liskid.
Orion the Hunter is one of the most striking constellations in the sky, and is a familiar sight to amateur and professional astronomers alike. The Orion nebula is faintly visible to the naked eye as a dim glow in the Hunter's soul. This swirling cloud of gas and dust is 1,500 light years from Earth and has fascinated astronomers since the earliest days of the telescope. Appearing to the eye as a small cluster of blue-white stars surrounded by a mysterious mist, the nebula's vast dusty regions have long hidden from human eyes, and the moon is still a nursery full of young, hot stars. Infrared Survey Telescope for Astronomy, or VISTA, has taken a spectacular new image that reveals some of the nebula's buried secrets. VISTA is the latest addition to ESO's Parallel Observatory in Chile, and it's the largest survey telescope in the world, with a mirror measuring 4.1 meters in diameter. It's dedicated to mapping stars forming the trapezium. A group of very hot young stars pumping out fierce ultraviolet radiation that is glowing the surrounding region and making the gas glow. Observing in infrared also allows VISTA to reveal many other young stars in the central region that cannot be seen in visible light. In this dusty region of the nebula, gas jets shot out by young stars at around 700,000 kilometers an hour have collided with the surrounding gas and dust, exciting it and sculpting strange red shapes. Although invisible, these curious wisps provide important clues for astronomers as they try to understand how stars are born and what happens in their early years. As impressive as this image is, it is just the beginning of what VISTA will reveal with its unparalleled ability to survey the skies, both quickly and deeply in the infrared part of the spectrum. This is Dr. J, signing off for the ESOcast. Join me again next time for another cosmic adventure.
Imagine looking up at the night sky and seeing details on the surface of a star millions and millions of kilometers away. Imagine having eyesight so keen that you could check out the surroundings of a black hole. Using ESO's Very Large Telescope Interferometer, RNL, astronomers are now making these fantasies a reality. This is the ESOcast, cutting-edge science and life behind the scenes of ESO, the European Southern Observatory, exploring the ultimate frontier with our host, Dr. J, aka Dr. Joe Liston.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the ESOcast. This time we'll take a closer look at a fascinating special observing technique that gets used at ESO's Very Large Telescope, or VLT for short. This technique is called interferometry. It lets you combine the light collected by two or even more telescopes in such a way as to make the individual telescopes act as if they were part of a single virtual telescope that is much bigger than the ones that you started with.
Each of the four VLT unit telescopes has a primary mirror with a diameter of 8.2 meters. Such big mirrors are necessary because they collect more light and provide sharper images. Under ideal conditions and with the appropriate technology, the individual VLT unit telescope can see details of objects in space that are equivalent to viewing a tennisball on the International Space Station from the Earth. This corresponds to a distance of about 350 kilometers.
Now, this may sound like a really impressive number, but astronomers figured out that they could do even better. Because frontline research requires studying the heavens in ever-increasing detail, new ways were sought to increase the VLT's already eagle-eye vision even further.
And this is where interferometry comes in. Interferometry combines the light received by two or more telescopes that are simultaneously observing the same object. This allows astronomers to pick out details as sharply as if observing with a single telescope, whose mirror has a diameter equivalent to the largest distance between the telescopes. The VLT design always had the use of interferometry very much in mind. The four 8.2-meter unit telescopes of the VLT were built in a roughly trapezoidal configuration that can generate a virtual telescope mirror of up to 140 meters across. In addition, four movable 1.8-meter auxiliary telescopes can be combined in a configuration with an equivalent diameter of up to 200 meters. This gives images up to 25 times. as it moves to the other side of its host star. The planet has the smallest orbit of all directly imaged exoplanets so far, lying as close to its host star as Saturn is to the Sun. This discovery proves that gas giant planets can form in only a few million years, a short time in cosmic terms. This is the ESOcast, cutting-edge science and life behind the scenes of ESO, the European Southern Observatory, exploring the ultimate frontier with our host, Dr. J, aka Dr. Joe Liston.
Hello and welcome to the ESOcast. In this episode, we'll talk about the planet around the star Beta Pictoris. This Sun that's about 12 billion years old. Although it sounds like a lot, it's actually a really young star. For example, the Sun is already about 4.7 billion years old. Beta Pictoris is one of the best-known examples of a star surrounded by a so-called dusty debris. Now, the debris in this disk comes from collisions among larger bodies such as planetary embryos or asteroids. Early observations have already shown that this debris disk is actually warped and that there are comets falling onto the star. Now, these are telltale signs that strongly suggest the presence of a massive planet in orbit around the star. Now, with the new observations obtained with ESO's Very Large Telescope, we have definitive proof.
Because the star is so young, the planet must also have formed in only a few million years. This is good news because we already knew that disks around young stars disperse in a few million years, and astronomers were looking for proof that giant planet formation can occur within this time. The planet has a mass of about 8 Jupiter masses. It has the right mass and location to explain the observed warp